Happy Saturday, everyone, and happy birthday, Mebs and Martene. It's going to be a great day, special day for you guys. I hope you guys have a fantastic and lovely day. And I hope this makes it just that much more special. But let's get talking about our warm-up today. Our warm-up is going to consist of a plank to down dog for 3 to 5 reps, floor pike hold for 15 to 30 seconds, forearm plank for 10 to 30 seconds, alternating arch up for 20 seconds, laying arm extension for 5 to 10, and alternating arch up for 20 seconds, 2 to 3 rounds. So again, just a really good opportunity to open up the shoulders, get the core heated up a little bit, and work on some shapes and positions that we're going to use later on. And one movement right here that may be a handstand substitution for you in the workout. So it's a great chance to practice and wake those positions up. After our work set, we have our little more uppity kind of warm up that's going to get our heart rate going, our heat up really, really well. We're going to do ankle pops or a skip for 10 to 20 seconds, into a lateral high knee step over for 20 seconds, Humeral glide to knee push up for 3 to 5 to continue to practice that push position. Dumbbell standing march, I'm going to show you a bunch of different ways that we're going to hold that dumbbell today to keep those legs fired up. And then handstand practice of 10 to 30 seconds. And that can be the movement that you're choosing to use in the workout. That could be a primer to get you to the movement that you're using in the workout. It doesn't necessarily have to be the exact same thing through warm-up to workout. So you can use any type of handstand work, and we'll talk about those different options that you can play with to get you guys there. 3 to 5 rounds there just to get things fired up. If you need to input anything else in there, please do so. The workout today is one big long chipper, and it's just 3 exercises for 3 rounds kind of, all right? So one time through this list of work, we have a handstand hold of 60 seconds, a cumulative 60-second handstand hold. Into 20 push-ups, knees, toes, countertop, ottoman, chair, whatever you need to do for those. Double under for 90 reps or a double under equivalent. Handstand hold for 45 seconds. Push up for 15. Double under for 90, so the double under stays the same. Handstand hold for 30 seconds. Push up for 10. Double under for 90 reps or that double under equivalent. So the double under or that cardio piece is always going to stay the same. The handstand hold and push up are going to descend in reps and volume. So it's going to be a nice little descending ladder with a little constant thrown in there. So we have tons of different options for your handstand hold today, you guys, so we'll have some fun with those. But I want you to choose the option that's going to further your handstand ability and make it that much stronger. Okay? Let's get you warmed up. Have some fun today on a Saturday and celebrate 2 awesome birthdays. Let's do it. All right. Let's get those feet under those hips. Take the arms big and tall up overhead. We're going to shrug those shoulders. We're going to come back down and reach to one side, keeping those ribs in. Coming back through, over to the other side. Back to center. We're going to scratch our back with both hands, ribs in. Reach an elbow and down. Reach an elbow and down. Elbow and down. And elbow and down. Big stretch overhead. We're going to reach to one side. Come back up and over to the other side. Good. We'll come all the way down to the floor, touching those toes. We're going to walk up those shins. We'll flow down, framing a foot. We'll step back into our lizard. Inside hand is going to reach way up. We're going to rotate forearm to the floor. We're going to come back up, big stretch. And then rotate forearm to the floor. And then take it back up. And rotate forearm to the floor. Take that arm all the way up, big stretch. Plant that hand down. We'll step back into our down dog, setting those shoulders, getting nice and solid here. We'll come back into our plank, step the other foot up into that nice lizard position. Inside hand's going to reach, and we'll rotate, forearm down. We'll come back up, rotate, forearm down, and back up, and rotate, forearm down. We'll come back up to the sky, plant the hand. We're going to step back into our down dog, setting those shoulders, walk those heels out, nice and gentle, one at a time, nice and easy. Just taking it back and forth. And we'll come back into that plank. And tiptoe those feet up. And roll ourselves up, big stretch. Little myself fired up. If you'd like to do a little bit more gentle kind of warm up for yourself, a little cat-cow, thread the needle, scap push-ups are always a good one too, a little bit more lizard lunging. Whatever you'd like to do, please take that down, get yourself ready to go, and then come join me for phase number 1. I should do 2. Number 1. All right. Now, phase number 1, what we got going on? We got some plank to down dogs. We're just gonna take some time here to work on that plank to down dog, and if you'd like to kind of sprinkle in a little bit of plank to bear squat, you're more than welcome to do that as well, because it's gonna help heat those shoulders up really well. So I'm gonna get myself into my plank position, so gripping the floor with those hands. We're gonna press those shoulders to the ceiling and pull the ribs in. And from here, we're just gonna keep that good shoulder position and pull the hips back into our little down dog. Soft knees and ankles. And from here, if you'd like to add in a heel press, because we are skipping or jumping today, that's a great way to start waking up the calves. And then we're gonna come back into that plank, pressing into those shoulders, ribs and hips are in. We'll pull back into that down dog, and then we'll press the heel again if you like. Just wake up the ankles, and we'll come back in. The big thing here, you guys, making sure we have that neck and that nice solid shoulder position as we transition back into the down dog. So those shoulders are rotating away from each other around the body. So it's almost like they're coming around the front of the body. So really have some fun with that and feel those shoulders. Now the bear squat, if you'd like to add this one in again, same setup, except your feet are gonna be a little wider, and we're gonna take our hips back and down into that nice little squat position. Armpits are towards the floor. I'm gripping the floor with those hands like a nice little bear paw. So pinky and thumb, nice and wide, gripping the floor, so I have some good surface area. Okay? That's gonna pay off later on as well into our floor pike hold. So our floor pike hold, we're gonna get set up in our tabletop position with our knees together. My hands are just outside my shoulders, and I'm gripping the floor. I'm pulling the ribs in, pressing the shoulders up, and I'm keeping those arms straight. My shoulders are gonna stay over my hands as I push my hips up. So I'm actively pushing into the floor. My eyes are looking generally at my toes or my shins, but I'm pressing and active, armpits pointing to the legs, and I hold this position strong. And I can come back down. I want to make sure I'm keeping that shoulder stacked over top of the hand, and we're trying to stack the hips as high over the shoulders as we can as well. So we're kind of pushing slightly forward, but we're not letting that shoulder come in front of the hands. After that, we're going to move into our forearm plank. I know everyone loves these forearm planks. So you can drop down to your table again, setting up that shoulder over top of the elbow. We're going to establish the arms and upper body first, stepping those feet back into that good plank. We're going to keep pressing through the shoulders, pull the ribs and hips in. We're going to hold that position. Now, if you'd like, you can hold through the toes and then lower to the knees, maintain that same body position the entire time, or you can do this whole position through the knees. I can tell you, from just showing you that from toe to knee, I feel no difference from my toes or my knees in my core. I just feel a little less stress in the shoulders. So you're still, regardless of where you're going, toes or knees, you are still working that midsection extremely heavily. So I want you guys to keep that in mind. It's just going to take a little stress and load off the shoulder than you would be if you're up on your toes. So keep that in mind. So if you're holding that good plank position in your toes, and you're like, oh, I want to keep holding, but I cannot take a break, drop your knees. That'll allow you to keep that good, strong shoulder position. Like I say, you won't feel any difference in the midsection. After that, we're going to lay on our stomach for the next 3 exercises, 2 being the same. So I'm going to go down my stomach. We're going to talk about both of those. The first one being our alternating arch up. So we're going to get our arms out to the front. My toes are together. I'm going to work on inhaling, breathing in, and reaching through my right hand and left foot. Trying to stay nice and straight in that leg, straight through the arm. And then exhaling down. And then I'll alternate. And then I'll come down. I like to pair this with my breathing. And I like to give myself a little pause at the top just to show control. But I'm working on length. So I'm trying to reach as far forward and back as I can with my body to get a good length going on my spine. After I'm done those arch ups for 20 seconds, I'm going to come back with the hands. I'm going to pull the ribs and hips in, shoulders are back. I'm going to press the hands up to the sky and then come down. Now again, I like to hold for a little pause at the top of each rep, just so I can work on that little bit of control at the end of that range and that movement. So take your time with those. If you want to hold longer, be my guest. If you want to do it with a little bit of tempo, a little bit of load, light load, and you're more than welcome to. So please check that out for yourself, see how it feels, and play around opening up that pec and shoulder just a little bit differently than some of the other movements we have going on today. After that, we're going to go back into 20 more seconds of alternating arch ups, and then repeat. So as a quick recap, we have a plank to down dog for 3 to 5 reps, floor pike hold, 15 to 30 seconds, remembering that is one of the options for our handstand hold in the workout. So if you really like that one, I like that one really well. If you'd like to use that in the workout, you're more than welcome to. Forearm plank, 10 to 30 seconds, alternating arch up, 20 seconds dynamic, laying arm extension, 5 to 10 reps, alternating arch up, 20 seconds dynamic, 2 to 3 rounds. Taking that down, getting your heart rate up a little bit, just with all that tension, getting some heat going, and then we're gonna get you bouncing around coming up next. So pause the video, rock that opening piece, we'll get the shoulders ready, and then we'll get the lower half ready to go shortly. All right, our next phase of our warm-up is gonna consist of some popping and some hopping. So if you do have space to skip in your house, and you'd like to skip, you're more than welcome to do substitute skipping in place of the ankle pops. If you'd like to mix and match, do some ankle pops, some skipping, be my guest. All right, it's all up to you. So, but if you're not an ankle popper and you're like, I don't like hopping, or I need a round to warm my feet up, I highly suggest giving yourself a round of loaded or unloaded calf raises. So working on a 10 to 20 second set of calf raises just to work on the feet, the calves, the ankles, just getting them ready to go. All right, so that's not a bad option to play with. Loaded, unloaded, it's up to you. Now, the ankle pop is going to simulate skipping without a skipping rope. My feet are going to be kind of under my hips like they would be if I was skipping. My elbows are going to be in nice and tight. Palms are up like I'm holding the skipping rope. I saw a really cool cue on Whiteboard Daily the other day where they say trying to pinch and hold newspapers underneath your arms to keep that elbow in. So that's a kind of a cool little cue for you guys if you're like, hey, that kind of works. Yeah, okay. Just so that your arms don't kind of start to hover way up here. But we keep them in nice and tight. Shoulders are relaxed, hands are relaxed. Our core is slightly engaged and our glutes are engaged as well to maintain good posture. And we're just gonna hop. So you're gonna work on just maintaining the shape of our skip and working on allowing the knees and the ankles to do what they do naturally, which is work on that nice natural rebound. If you like to work on double under timing, you can work on that as well. So as you do that jump, you're gonna work a power jump and you're gonna simulate moving your wrists a little bit at the same time. So you're gonna get that jump, 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 power, power, power. So you're timing the hands and feet to go at the same time. And that's very important if you're working on building to double unders. So we need those feet and hands going at the same time. So very important, good skill work there, also good posture work. After the ankle pops, we can have a dumbbell, we can have a foam roller, as long as it's not going to roll away on you, something that we're going to step over, and we're going to pretend that this dumbbell is about knee height. And we're going to work on that high knee kind of circular step over. So you're working on opening up the hips in a circular manner and taking the time to work on that nice full range through the hip. And again, the size of that circle and height is going to be different for everybody. It depends on their hip range and their capsule there. So make sure that you're listening to your body. And it's okay if it's only here, right? That's okay. But I want you to work on that circular kind of motion and work on that full range that you have. After 20 seconds of that, we're going to lay on our stomach, start priming up those push-ups. So we're going to work the humeral glide to knee push-up drill. Fan favorite, I'm a fan of this one, because it works on some good positional habits and some good opportunities to practice those shoulders, elbows, and core. So we're going to pull the shoulders forward to where we don't want them in a push-up. So that's dumped forward. We're going to pull them back to where we do want them. So we have them back and set. My elbow is stacked over my wrist, and I'm going to pull my ribs and hips in, maintaining this tension and position. I'm going to push up to my knees. From here, I'm going to maintain this tension and shoulders as I lower down to the floor, and then relax, reset, and do it again. Now, if you're someone who's struggling to get up and have a hard time maintaining that core position, that's okay. But what we're going to work on is an isometric hold. So we do it the same. We pull the shoulders forward. We pull them back. Shoulders are back and set, elbows stacked over the wrist, pulling them in the ribs, and I'm going to push, and I'm going to hold whatever height I can maintain that good core position at for about 3 to 5 seconds. Lower with control, and then relax. So the goal of that is not necessarily get all the way up with the isometric hold. It's to get to where you can maintain that nice tight midsection position and that good shoulder position. We want to maintain those positions as you go and hold, and then as you come down, maintain them as we come down. And you're going to build that strength as we go in stages all the way up to that push. So it's going to get there eventually, but I want you to build the positions as you go. So really focus on a positional focus, not a height focus. After that, we have our dumbbell standing march, 20 seconds. So we do variations of this all the time, but I'm going to give you a few different options in terms of where you can hold the dumbbell. First place, dumbbell in the suitcase. So I'm working on staying square in the chest and torso, and I work on that good high knee, working on my balance and my strong legs. Second place I can put that dumbbell is up on my shoulder. Same idea, and I'm going to focus on maintaining a square torso, and I'm going to work on that good balance. It's just going to change the feel of that engagement through the core. Now this one we don't do very often. We're going to push press it up, holding overhead, keeping the ribs in, and you're going to work on a nice standing march with the dumbbell overhead. Here is a little bit more we have to think about. We have to think about the arms staying locked out and in a solid overhead position, so it's not moving around. My lats nice and set, which keeps my ribs in check, so I'm not broken through my midsection. And as I step, really focusing on pressing that dumbbell up to the ceiling so that, like I say, my shoulder doesn't go all over the place. We can also go to our goblet, and we can also go to our kind of Zercher style, where the dumbbell's resting on my shoulders, and I'm just holding it with my hands and arms. So whatever you want to do there, we're going to play with those positions. Try a couple different ones each round. See how it goes, see where I want to go with that today, all right? It's going to give you a good chance just to keep the hips fired up and work on some interesting positions for the dumbbell. After our standing march, we have our handstand practice, and all these variations are going to be available to you as handstand holds in the workout. So if you can walk up the wall into a wall-facing handstand or wall angle hold, that's awesome, that's fine. Kicking up into a good position, also awesome. That's totally fine by me to work that, as long as you have the space in your house and there's nothing around that we could break or fall on. We want to make sure we're safe. But if you don't have wall space, you're not comfortable going upside down against the wall, if we have an ottoman, a chair, a couch, we can do a knee box handstand. So I'm going to put my knees on the box. I'm going to squeeze my toes together, press through the floor, gripping the floor, pressing those shoulders into the ears, and maintaining that good hollow. I'm going to try and stack my hips, shoulders, and hands as best I can. Now the other variation, if my hamstrings will allow, I will get my feet up on the box, and I will walk my hands in to that nice stacked position. So I'm pressing my shoulders again to the ceiling, my armpits are pointing towards the box, ribs and hips pulled in, and I hold that good handstand position. The biggest thing with that, listening to your hamstrings. So if your hamstrings are super tight, go to the knees. So that's going to allow us to get more stacked and vertical on the shoulders than having bent knees on the box. If you still want to do an elevated movement, but you're like, hey, I don't really want to go vertical, what you can do is put your feet up on the box, ottoman, chair, whatever it happens to be, and hit that good plank. So my shoulders are over my hands, ribs and hips pull in, pressing my shoulders to the sky, and I'm going to keep my shoulders over top of my hands and hold that elevated plank. All the rules apply to a normal plank. The only difference is my feet are a little higher. So I'm still pulling into that hollow. I'm still pressing my shoulders up to the sky, and I'm gripping the floor hard. Last but not least, we have two variations on the floor. The first one was our floor pike hold. So set up for that again. Hands under the shoulders, knees together. I pull the ribs in, press the shoulders up, and then lift those hips up to the sky, keeping the shoulders over the hands. So I hold that position in that nice overhead position. Or I can take it completely horizontal and work on my plank. So I'm pulling into that plank position and holding that tension good and strong. Building up my hand and wrist strength, my shoulder positional strength, and my core strength. So all those different variations can be used in your handstand hold. Now, if you know you're going to be kicking up against the wall, maybe do a round with our floor pike hold and work on that position, heat your shoulders up, or a box handstand, just to warm yourself up to get to the wall. You can use variations of all those things, and then upscale it, downscale it, whatever you want to do. Have some fun with some handstand holds for 10 to 30 seconds. Quick recap, we have our ankle pop, calf raise, skip, 10 to 20 seconds. Lateral high knee step over for 20 seconds. Humeral glide to knee push-up for 3 to 5 reps. Dumbbell standing march for 20 seconds, playing around with some different locations of the dumbbell. And then our handstand practice, that's going to move us towards what we're going to do in our workout. 3 to 5 rounds, take that down, have some fun, enjoy that handstand practice, and let's see where it takes us into the work set. So pause the video, take it down, get yourself ready. Let's talk about that workout. The workout today consists of handstand holds, push-ups, and double unders. So we just talked about the handstand hold options in our handstand practice. So if you need a quick review on those, please scroll back, check those out if you need a review, and check out what you want to do. The push-up, again, we can go off the counter, we can go off the table, we can go off the chair, whatever you have. But I'm going to demonstrate 3 variations from the floor if you'd like to work on those. All of these encompass the focus of our humeral glide to knee push-up. So I want you guys to really focus on that core position and that good stacked elbow and that good set shoulder. So from here, I establish my good plank first. My shoulders pressing a little bit to the sky, ribs and hips are in. I'm going to pull myself to the floor, forward and down, and press myself back up. Working on that nice stacked elbow and that good tight body position. Working on maintaining that nice straight leg as well. Everything moves together, everything comes up together. Now another variation, if you have the lower with good control, we can lower down, push through the knees. So in this, I want you to watch specifically when I lower my knees. You'll notice that I don't turn off my core. So that's very, very important for the push up. So I get myself set up, I'm tight, I'm set, I lower, maintain the tension, drop my knees, press, press. Lower, lower, press, and press. So I'm not turning off my upper body and my core as I drop my knees, which can very easily happen. When we drop our knees, it's very easy to be like, oh, okay, I can rest. Oh no, I gotta regain all that tension again. So we wanna make sure we maintain that as we come down, because that's gonna help transition to a full toe push-up over time. After that, we have a variation from our knees. And the biggest thing about the knee push-up is that we focus on stacking the elbow over the hand and coming forward and down. So we're not just coming in between, kind of compressing ourselves up in the neck and shoulder. So I start in my plank. I establish my plank first, lower my knees down, and I come forward and down. So I'm still in that tripod, just like I would be in my humeral glide to knee push-up drill. So we want to make sure the head and the hands create a little triangle at the bottom of the push-up. Lots of different options there. Again, take it all the way up to pressing against the wall, pressing against the counter, whatever you need to make those push-ups successful and challenging, do so. Our last exercise in the movement set is our double under. So we have a few different options. I'll have some different cardio machine options if you have access to them at home. You can also do the ankle pop and or power jump. And you can also work on that lateral dumbbell jump over, skip over, or step over. So there's lots of options there for us to play with. Check the workout description and we'll have some fun with those. Pick your adventure, make it yours, and we'll see where it takes us today. Quick recap of the workout. We have a 60-second handstand hold, 20 push-ups, 90 double unders, or the equivalent to that 90 double under. Handstand hold of 45 seconds, 15 push-ups, 90 double unders. 30-second handstand hold, 10 push-ups, 90 double unders. Done. All right, so one time through that big laundry list of movement, we'll have some fun, play with some handstands, turn your world upside down, and celebrate two fantastic individuals, Martene and Mebs. I hope you guys have a great day with this one and enjoy flipping your world upside down. As always, you guys, we want to work for quality for these movements, especially that handstand and push-up. We really want to focus on those key positions because they are key movements that are help build some overhead strength and really build into some skill transfer exercises later on down the road. So take the time, break them down if you need to, bank those good times, and have fun today, you guys. I'm looking forward to hearing about this one, what you do. Maybe get someone to take a picture of you upside down, send it our way, we'll take a peek at it. But have a fantastic and safe weekend. We'll see you on Monday for Family Day for a fun little Family Day adventure. Bye, you guys.